Hey, Wesley, nice to meet you.
Do you hear scratching from the shirt or anything? Check, check, check. Even with me moving and being dramatic.
10 years. There's a story to tell.
Well, so it all started in 2013. I get a call from Mark Zuckerberg. Mark asked me, we're creating this AI group and can you help us? When you're given carte blanche, essentially, to create a new research organization like this, that's kind of once in a lifetime. I say, okay, where do I sign? It took 24 hours, but so the first task at hand was recruiting. I thought it was critical for scientists working in a research lab to do open research, to publish what they do. You get higher quality research if that's the case. You also attract the best.
I joined FAIR in 2017. There was a sense that something was happening in industry, that there were projects you'd be able to do in industry that you weren't able to do in an academic lab. I was very curious to know what that research was and what could be done.
You hire the best scientists who you think have good vision for where the field is going and what they should be working on, and then you get out of the way.
One of the most amazing things I discovered when I joined FAIR is just the openness and the bottom-up culture. We basically get to work on whatever we think is interesting and will benefit the research community.
The request came in, FAIR needs a new computing cluster. And what ended up happening is not only did we build a cluster, but we also advanced the state of the art in systems research by building one of the world's fastest supercomputers. There was innovation not just happening at the AI level, but all the way down through the foundational levels of everything we need to innovate in AI. Those kinds of surprises that came out of FAIR over the last 10 years, those are the ones that I find very unique and very special. If we take the case of PyTorch, it wasn't the original goal to build a ML framework. It was really just built out of necessity.
Transferring ideas from research to production is critical in the space of AI because it's moving so fast. You need to ship new ideas very quickly to be competitive. Someone had to translate ideas from one tool to another, and that was very painful. Eventually, we came up with a simple solution to just merge the two teams.
Getting that out into the hands of the community and watching it completely take over, get so much traction throughout the world. This is something we wouldn't have known if PyTorch hadn't been open sourced.
"10 years. Well, it went by like a flash. I can't believe it's been 10 years. I think we are at the high end of what I was expecting in terms of impact. Through open tools like PyTorch and all kinds of libraries that we've produced, enabled an entire ecosystem, not just startups, but academic research and all kinds of large companies actually using our tools for their problems. That does a lot of good in the world. I'm really proud of this. As humans, we're not smart enough to just design an intelligent system. We have to let that intelligent system essentially design itself. So that's why I argued for working on self-supervised learning pretty early on. Large language models like Llama, like ChatGPT, they are trained this way. I mean, the entire success of AI over the last few years is basically because of SSL.
We were some of the first to pioneer the use of unsupervised methods for machine translation. And we've broadened the number of languages with our No Language Left Behind project. Now we're looking at over 1,000 languages with some of our most recent work.
The Llama classes of models have really brought Meta into the forefront of work in generative AI. Not only are we benefiting from it internally, but we're sharing with others and we're learning from those experiences.
We've had the opportunity to get feedback and get collaborators from all around the world to help us innovate faster and innovate better.
We've seen the journey from AlexNet in 2012 to Segment Anything in 2023. The research community, in particular with Segment Anything, was so excited about this data set. You don't get access to such large data sets very often. Very quickly, many of the large annotation platforms had made Segment Anything the default model.
It's good to see when a particular research project spins off innovation in the external community, it spins off impact in terms of productivity internally, and it fuels the next research projects.
Because of the recent progress, we now have some idea about what the next step is. This is really what excites me.
We're not done. Obviously, we have to keep innovating.
We have the right people, we have the right resource levels. We're really encouraged to take risks and think long term.
We also need to push the state of the art from a responsibility point of view. We have several projects in responsible AI. New techniques for privacy, new data sets to measure fairness, and new ways to mitigate some of the safety risks.
One challenge is to move beyond single modality models. We have to break down those barriers and build more universal models. I think it's going to be a big trend for the next few years.
We still don't have domestic robots that can clear up the dinner table and fill up the dishwasher. We're nowhere close to having robots that can do this. And it's a task that any 10-year-old can learn in one shot in just a few minutes. So what that tells you is that we're missing something really important about learning that animals and humans can do and machines still can't do. And it's this understanding of the physical world.
Jan has expressed, I think, a very compelling vision for how to build advanced machine intelligence. One of these key pieces, for example, is the need to build world models. Models that not only represent all the world information, but also can be used to run experiments.
I can plan a sequence of action to arrive at a particular goal. And that's planning, that's reasoning. We don't know how to do this with machines yet. That's the challenge over the next few years. In fact, perhaps the next 10 years. The benefits of it for humanity, I think, are potentially enormous.